The clock is ticking in Washington, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As the deadline barrels closer, President Donald Trump's self-proclaimed Big Beautiful Bill is facing its most dramatic test yet, a Senate showdown that's unearthing deep rifts not just between parties, but within the GOP itself. If you find value in real stories told with clarity and truth, make sure to subscribe to stay informed with nationalpresstoday.com. In what may be one of the most chaotic legislative standoffs of Trump's second term, the Senate has entered a vote-a-rama, a rarely used procedural maneuver that allows lawmakers to submit unlimited amendments to a bill and burn through hours or even days of debate. The bill that changed everything. The legislation at the center of this political storm is nothing short of monumental. Dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill by President Trump himself, the mega bill seeks to permanently extend Trump's 2017 tax cuts, impose work requirements for Medicaid recipients, slash green energy subsidies, cap the federal match for expanded Medicaid, and, most controversially, raise the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. Republicans are framing the bill as economic salvation, while Democrats have condemned it as fiscal sabotage. "We're giving America the growth it deserves," said Senate Finance Chair Mike Crapo of Idaho. "Refusing to raise your taxes is not a deficit increase. That's just common sense." But not everyone on the GOP bench agrees. The split in the GOP. Behind closed doors and on the Senate floor, Republican unity is cracking. Senator Rand Paul has called the bill big, not so beautiful, warning that it would add over $3.3 trillion to the national deficit. If you ask whether this bill will grow or shrink the deficit next year, the answer is clear. It grows the deficit, massively. He's not alone. Senator Thom Tillis also voted against advancing the bill through a procedural test vote. Despite supporting many of the proposed Medicaid reforms, he warned that Trump was being misled by his own healthcare advisors. "Republicans are about to make a mistake," Tillis said on the Senate floor. "What do I tell 663,000 North Carolinians when the funding vanishes and Medicaid ends?" The vote-a-rama begins. With time running out before the July 4th recess, Senate leaders kicked off the vote-a-rama, a procedural marathon where each side can propose as many amendments as they want, forcing opponents to respond. Democrats see it as their last chance to grind the bill to a halt or at least expose its vulnerabilities. "Republicans can use all the gimmicks they want," said Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York. "But you can't paper over adding trillions to the debt and ripping health care from working families." One of the key technical arguments centers around which budget baseline is used. Current law or current policy. That choice determines how the bill is scored by the Congressional Budget Office, CBO. Under current law, the bill would add $3.3 trillion to the deficit. Under current policy, the damage is reduced to $507 billion. Republicans argue they voted to set the current policy as the baseline, a move Democrats label as a gimmick. Medicaid under fire. A major point of contention is the proposed restructuring of Medicaid. Under the bill, states would be required to impose work requirements, remove undocumented recipients, and cap federal payments, effectively dismantling much of Obama's Medicaid expansion under the ACA. "It's a good thing for the individual to work," said Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. "It's good for taxpayers. What's wrong with asking able-bodied adults to contribute?" Democrats countered that the changes will force millions off coverage, including low-income children and seniors. "We are talking about breaking the safety net while handing tax breaks to billionaires," one Democratic aide said. Trump's stance: full speed ahead. Despite the chaos, President Trump remains defiant. He's planning to sign the bill on July 4th, a symbolic move tied to American independence and his broader message of economic patriotism. "You know what goes well with beer, barbecue, and fireworks?" Trump told reporters. "No tax on tips and permanent tax cuts." Trump has framed the bill not just as legislation, but as a legacy marker, the culmination of a long-running battle to lock in his 2017 tax reforms and prove that his economic doctrine still rules the GOP. Fiscal shock. CBO sounds alarm. While the politics rage on, the numbers tell their own story. The Congressional Budget Office issued 2 reports. Under current law, the bill adds $3.3 trillion to the deficit over 10 years. Under current policy, the damage is reduced to $507 billion. Even under the best-case scenario, economists warn that the national debt, already over $36 trillion, is on an unsustainable path. This bill is gas on the fiscal fire, said Maya Halapran, a nonpartisan budget analyst. As the vote-a-rama grinds through the night, Senate Republicans are scrambling to keep their coalition intact. Amendments are being traded like poker chips. Lobbyists crowd the halls. Newsrooms brace for what could be a vote at dawn. Meanwhile, the nation watches. This isn't just about policy, it's about the future of Trumpism, the soul of the GOP, and whether America is prepared to gamble trillions of dollars on a promise of growth. "We said we'd fight for the people," said Senator John Barrasso. "This bill proves we meant it." But to others, it's fiscal recklessness dressed in patriotic branding. Big, yes. Beautiful? That depends who's left paying the bill, Schumer concluded. The bill's fate will be decided within hours. Its consequences could last decades. Will Trump get his legislative win, or will the bill collapse under its own political weight? We'll be watching. If this story opened your eyes to the real battles inside Congress, don't forget to hit like, leave a comment, and share this report with someone who needs to see it.